Welcome to Elevate Podcast. I'm Eric Winston, and today we are diving into something every professional faces, rarely talks about. It's about misconceptions. In today's workplace, we don't struggle because we lack skills or intelligence or opportunity. We struggle because of misunderstandings. Misunderstandings about leadership, about how to sell, about what real productivity looks like, how we communicate, and even how different generations think. These miscommunications quietly shape the way we make decisions, respond to pressure, lead teams, build careers, and connect with one another. And when we go unchallenged, they limit our growth, isn't it? Individually and organizationally. So in this episode, we are going to explore some of the most powerful misconceptions and reset the way we think. We are going to explore a couple of misconceptions in leadership, sales, productivity, generational elements, and communication. So I hope you will continue to be with me throughout this podcast. It's a space where we learn, where we rethink, and where we grow together. I want you all to be a part of this journey. Let's dive right into this. Leadership is about position. Some leaders, CEOs, managers, senior managers, sometimes feel that maintaining a distance is the only way to protect or preserve respect. They may prefer clear hierarchy, expect their instructions to be followed to the dot, and view anything else or anything less as lack of discipline. But in reality, leadership is not about position, is it? It's about influence. It's about the impact we make in the lives of our peers or subordinates whom we lead. When a leader believes that leadership comes only from position or authority, they begin to equate their title and their value. As a result, they may feel powerless without a formal control and end up misusing authority to assert dominance over the teams, dominance over individuals, forcing their ideas, ways of working, and demand that there is subordination between teams. This often leads to micromanagement, stiff creativity, demotivation, and ultimately high turnovers. Is your organization going through such a challenging moment at this moment? Are you working for someone who is such a leader? Let's think about it. And if you are a leader who is aligned to such thinking, I believe it's time to rethink how you manage your teams. Leadership, as I said, is all about influence. There are leadership who understands that influence, not authority, is key. And their focus then shifts on building relationships and trust. And they invest in personal growth. They themselves start learning, growing, listening, and evolving, while empowering their teams and their subordinates to do the same. And they also start mentoring, guiding, coaching, and leading their subordinates and make them understand the value of things. Regularly have conversations with them to understand them better. And not only help them grow, but to glow and perform in what they do effectively. Such leaders always stand apart, and the team stands with them. fully engaged as one of them. So today let's rethink how leadership is defined within your mindset, within your organization. Maybe there needs to be a bit of upskilling. There needs to be a bit of retraining, rethinking, change of mindsets. Let's be open to that. Let's try to break this misconception that leadership is about power. Next, as we go to the next misconception, we talk about an organization's mindset on sales. Many times there's a misconception that sales teams are responsible for selling. In one way, it's true. In many organizations, you will find teams such as customer service, engineering, back-end teams like operations, marketing, HR, finance, and admin, pointing fingers at sales and saying that they need to perform, or sometimes point out and blame them for low sales. But are the sales team the only people responsible for selling? Selling is a bloodline within an organization. And every single person within the organization, from the receptionist to the CEO, needs to realize this. Every call which comes into the organization should be customer friendly, should be welcoming, so that that voice they hear at the very outset urges them to go to the next step and to engage with the organization. Sales teams are accountable, are responsible for sales. And definitely they cannot move away from that responsibility or accountability. But, for instance, it's important to understand that every one of the teams play a vital role. Maybe in understanding customer personas, customer likes, dislikes, their emotions, triggers, at various instances. There might be many front-ending teams like the customer service, like the operations, and also usually sales. But what is the feedback sales gets from these other divisions such as customer service, operational teams, delivery teams, or any other customer front-ending teams to help them in their selling? Sometimes you might even need marketing to give key insights on certain demographics, market landscapes, insights on certain changing trends, so that each and every element supports selling. So the reality is the entire organization is responsible for selling. It's not just sales. Brainstorming isn't a solo mission, isn't it? It's a collaborative adventure between the teams. Sales, marketing, customer service, all these teams work together. Each department holds a piece of the customer puzzle. Sales uncovers the wishes that customer expresses in the outset in the sales pitches, while marketing provides insight, as I said earlier, and customer service dives deep into the frustrations the customer vents, into their expectations, so that when collaboratively put together, those information can really help the sales teams drive deep into conversations and understand the things around selling, around the pitch, and be able to connect with the customer better. So remember, sales is a responsibility of every person within an organization. So it's not just the sales teams who are responsible, but each and every one of you. And the third mindset I would like to, or the misconception I would like to bring to your notice, is about being busy is being productive. Long hours means commitment. What do we presume when we see people work overtime, always running around and working very, very hard, attending many meetings? How many of you assume that they are productive or working tirelessly? Is that the perception you have? The reality is, busy is noise and productivity is progress. Many organizations are no longer looking at efforts, but are looking at outcomes. And long hours today and in today's workspaces are categorized as not being very organized. So now it's time to rethink what misconceptions have been doing thus far. Sometimes it would have been embedded within our mindsets that we need to put long hours or we need to run around and show people that we are working hard. But today, it's all about working smart, isn't it? Sometimes we see people who are working hard, working tirelessly, are sometimes not rewarded during their performance evaluations because they make very little progress because of all the noise around them. So it's important today to rethink. Many people confuse motion with progress. And today, it's all about outcomes. It's all about results. That's what organizations are looking at. Productivity is not about being busy. It's about focusing on what truly matters, removing the non-essentials, the clutter around your workspaces, around your mindsets, around your work day, and to direct your energy towards meaningful, high-impact outcomes. So now it's more about delivering more in a lesser time space. It's a result of clarity, intention, and consistent habits, not constant activity. It is the opposite of putting long hours, being stressed, burnt out. Instead, it is about effectively managing work within working hours. So today, if you are leading a team, I believe you need to be mindful of how your team members are working. And if you're an individual who is putting long hours into work, neglecting your family maybe, neglecting your other priorities, it's time to relook at how you work. Are you productive? Are you progressive? Are you results oriented? Or are you busy? Busy with things that make little or no impact at the end of the year. So today, as we go through these three elements, I believe you would have taken some key lessons out of them. I'm sure these three things would instigate your thought process. So I thank you for joining me today in this very first episode of the Misconceptions Series. I hope this episode has helped you pause, reflect, and rethink. I'd love to hear from you. Your thoughts, your questions, your challenges, your misconceptions you faced. Maybe there could be some other very important misconception. Please feel free to highlight them to me. Let's dig down deeper and look at what the realities are. I would like to connect with you through LinkedIn, through this platform, or through an email. Connect at stratexventures.com. I will share them below the videos, and WhatsApp on my number, which is +94 777 Your feedback shapes this podcast literally. Tell me what topics you want me to explore next. Leadership, sales, Gen Z. I would love to incorporate them after we finish the second part of this series, Misconceptions. Please feel free to vote. Your vote will decide our next episodes. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep challenging the misconceptions that hold you back. I'm Eric Winston signing off. Until we catch up on another episode of the Elevate podcast.